Hi, David Hood here, the Dallas SEO Geek, and this video is about do-it-yourself SEO versus done-for-you SEO. What are some of the things that you need to do yourself, and what are some things that you really, it's just really not in your interest to do yourself? It'd be like trying to change your engine out by yourself. Most people just shouldn't do it. It's not really worth it. It's much easier to hire someone, or less expensive to hire someone than it is to figure out how to do it yourself. So this is something that I think a lot of people don't really understand the differences, because some things you definitely can do yourself, and you can be taught pretty easily to understand some simple concepts that will really make a big difference. There's a few other things that where it's just not something that you can learn in a week or a month's time. It just takes a lot of experience and a lot of understanding, and sometimes just the kind of the technical aptitude and the mathematical aptitude and logical aptitude to be able to really understand it. So let's dig right in. So again, not all these are applicable to all markets. The actual area, the actual place where a company comes in on whether or not it should be done yourself or in-house or by an outside consultant done for you, it can vary a little bit. But generally speaking, I think these trends hold true. So content marketing, this is something that I definitely think that you should do yourself. Now that doesn't mean that that doing these other things properly, like especially your market research and your on-page SEO, is going to maximize your efforts from content marketing. But this is just something that I highly recommend pretty much all my clients do. You're going to understand your market better than I ever will, and yes, I can create the content, but it's very expensive for me to create good content, and a lot of times it's not that expensive for you to create it. And a lot of the expense for me is digging in and understanding and trying to answer good questions that you already know and you can think of in just a few seconds. And there's highly scalable ways. You do get consulting. There's highly scalable ways that you can create really good, high-quality content that has a lot of SEO value, that's inexpensive and fast for you to create. So that's something that I'd help you with. But ultimately, the idea, the concept behind the pieces of content that you'll create should be you. Like you or someone within your organization should be writing the script and figuring out what message you want to convey. Okay. The other thing is understanding how to do SEO market research is actually not that complicated. There's a few simple concepts. Maybe some of them are slightly complicated, but the core concepts are just a few that I can teach you, and that you will be able to really be able to look at your market as a whole and try to capture as much of it out there that is possible. Try to see the biggest picture of what is the most upside, what is the most traffic that you can get, and just try to capture it all. Most people just try to take a bite out of it, and they don't even know this other market, this other part of the market is there. And so there's a lot of easy pickings out there. And so really good market research can pay for itself just by itself when you combine it with good on-page SEO, which is also simple. The basics of on-page SEO are very simple, and I've talked about this previously. And so this is something that I can teach you and very simply, and you could have a note card with these simple concepts. If you follow those concepts, you're good to go. Social media, this really is probably more underneath off-page SEO, but I could teach some basic off-page SEO. The really advanced and really powerful stuff, it's kind of hard to explain within a short time period how and why I do what I do. Okay, so these are the things that I would say, okay, I can teach you these depending on your market. If you're really competitive in a really competitive market, this option probably isn't really going to be available to you, just because it's not really, doing it yourself is really not going to be something where I would think that you would make very much money, if anything. And so it kind of has to get off the ground, and with really low power stuff, you might just never get off the ground. Or it could take years and years and a little bit of luck. So the stuff that you really need to do for yourself is advanced SEO. Is there some on-page advanced SEO? Yeah, but the vast majority of it you can be taught, and again, is very simple. So you might need this. It depends. If you have a really complicated site or a really complicated market, then there might be some additional things that need to be taken care of. So I'm not ruling this out, but generally speaking, this is not really necessary. If know, I can do it for companies, and I have done it many times, but the company is also very capable of doing it for themselves. So here's where the path diverges. This is stuff that you really need to be doing. You need a consultant to do for you, and this is the powerful off page. Let's call it like powerful cutting edge off page. This is something that there's just too many little. I have too many little decisions. I have a very unique approach, and it's something that I'm constantly honing and constantly testing and constantly making better. And even if I were to teach you exactly where I am right now, in 6 months I'm going to be, you know, well beyond that. And so, you know, but that isn't even really possible. I can't really teach you everything I know. I can't give you years and years of technical experience in a short period of time. Another thing that I've skipped past was proprietary software. I do have proprietary software to help me do. I've created my own unique techniques, and then I've created software to make those take less time, and actually not just less time, but sometimes additional capabilities that you just didn't have before. If you did it yourself, you just couldn't. It's not just about time. It's sometimes it's about capabilities. You know, with the off page, it seems like it's sort of an on page thing, but you really need to tap it into the proper powerful off page to get those long tail gold mines. So we talked about right here, really understanding how to target all of your market with the proper off page setup, powerful systems. You know, you can really tap into pretty much your whole market and a lot more than that you didn't even think was there. It is so much bigger out there than what everyone else thinks. And so this is just stuff that, you know, you know, I'm not going to give you. I can't just give away my software, and I don't even sell it. I only do it for myself and my clients, because it's that powerful. But you know, there's just the difference between being trained on basic off-page SEO, even if you get it really well and you really understand how to do it, and what I can do is, you know, this is probably going to be 1,000 times more powerful, maybe more, maybe 10,000, maybe 100,000. It's hard to quantify, but it's substantial, very large. Okay, and that's okay. That doesn't mean that on low competition markets that basic off-page SEO isn't gonna help you, isn't gonna give you results eventually. It'll just take longer, obviously, and again, for more competitive markets, it's probably not gonna be enough unless you do some other things really well and or get lucky. So that is all I have for done for you versus do it yourself. Hopefully that helps clarify, you know, what parts of the project that you would expect to do yourself and what parts of the project you would expect me or another consultant to do. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.